Hello, everybody, and welcome again to Bedford County Sports Live. It's the Jake Tyre Show. I'm Bill Anderson, alongside me, Coach Jake Tyre. Today's show is brought to you by Leverett Pressure Washing, 931-619-0654. And David Thomas, the boss around here, sister, has a testimonial. Dana hired him to do a driveway. Been there 8 years. Looks brand spanking new.
That's awesome.
So you need pressure washing. Call Leverett's today, and they'll hook you up from soft water roofing to I would imagine that if you got siding on your house, they can get all that off there too. I may need to call them myself. Mine could stand it well. Leverett Pressure Washing, 931-619-0654. Coach, looking at the region, we'll get into the game here in a minute. Cascade champions in region play are 2-0, 5-3 overall. Marion County is undefeated, 8-0, 2-0. Fayetteville, your next opponent, 1-1, 3-5. Forest 1-2, 4-4. And Cannon County's 2-7. It's playoff time, and our first playoff game was last Friday.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's kind of what I've been preaching with the kids for the last couple of weeks. Playoffs started last week. It's hey, win, keep going, win, keep going, and they've responded to it. And same message this week. First cold day of practice. The kids have probably got upset with me because, after a win, usually you think coach can come in there on Monday and be kind of happy-go-lucky mood. And I look out there and I'm pissed off because they got sweatshirts on under their pads, and I bet they won't have to put sweatshirts on their pads tomorrow.
I bet they were sweating.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this though, they had a good practice. It was one of the best Mondays we've had in a while. So, but yeah, it's one of those things where we just gotta we control our own destiny. We're not trying to look ahead, but we got to be like tell the kids all the time. Last few years, we got to be 1-0. That's all I'm cared about. 1-0, 1-0 this week. That's all I want. 1-0, 1-0 every play. So we're looking at that 1-0 mentality from here on out.
Coach, you moved the football both halves, but the big difference was in the second half, the defensive adjustments you made. Canny was going up and down the field. Now you're going up in the field with them. You're down in a hole again at half, 22-14, and then your defense really came up big.
I think they had like 200 yards in the first half, maybe total offense. In the second half, 30, 27, 30, something like yards. That. In the second half, so like I said, defense came out and they played lights out in the second half. And it's one of those things where we've got to get going early on, especially on that side of the ball. And it's really nothing. We just got to start playing. Like I say, we really didn't make many adjustments. We just reiterated the game plan. This is what they're going to do. This is where we need to be. Coach Tidwell just over and over. Hey, this is guys. We know what they're going to do. We know
because it's what you do.
Well, yeah, we worked on this all week. They're going to do this. If they do this, we just got to put ourselves in that position that we practice in all week and just keep on. Like I say, offense from the start Friday night. I think we had 3 possessions in the first half and scored on 2 of them and should have scored on 3. We missed a 43-yard field goal right there fourth end of the half and. Wind was whipping Friday night. It came on in spells, and he missed it right over the left upright, right there.
As usual, Sawyer Lavorne. I mean, what more can you say about that guy?
He had a good game. He had a great game. Like I say, he had, I think it was 27 carries for 198, I believe, 3 more touchdowns. Had a couple receptions for 30, 40 yards. Probably had one of the biggest defensive plays of the night. It doesn't play a whole lot of defense right now, just trying to keep him fresh for offense. But he had they were driving there in the second half, one of their best drives in the second half, and he had a big 19, 20-yard sack. And like I say, he just finds a way to be around the ball and make plays. We put it in his hand in our heavy package, and he just at the end of the game, we needed to run out the clock. Probably could have scored again there on that last drive, and we just, we took a knee, but he just finds a way to get those yards you need. There's not many times, if any, he's been stopped behind the line.
Passing the ball efficient, 7-11, I think 90 yards, and he had a couple key runs for you.
Yeah, he did. Damien had, I think it was 50, 60 yards passing and 90 yards rushing, I do believe.
That's right.
So he had a really good game. Doing stuff that he's comfortable doing, not trying to keep him in his comfort zone, throwing short passes, not trying to force the ball downfield, really pulling the ball and reading on some of those runs. And, all that's been there. And he just getting him comfortable doing it. Like I said, today at practice, he was a different kid today at practice because he had some success Friday. So he showed a little bit of that today. So, but like I said, other than that, our defense, like I said, they were in positions in the first half. We just didn't make plays. In the second half, we were making every play that we could. So They did a good job. Like I said, I believe they, like I said, 27, 30 yards total offense second half. I mean, you can't ask for a better half than that. And our kicker, man, he had two big kicks that they went as close to being in as you can get over the left upright.
That
man.
wind affected it.
It did a little bit, yeah. That last one, we should have got it more to the middle of the field for him, and we just didn't. And but one of the biggest plays of the night was we go to score, tied up, I do believe. No, make it down two, make it 22-20, and Coach Lovren called for an onside kick, and we've been working on a little different onside kick. He comes up with different stuff every week that sometimes I shake my head about, and sometimes I'm like,
it was a huge play in this game.
It was huge. He came and asked me, Coach, can we do it this time? I said, hey, you better go ask Coach Tidwell if it's all right with him in the defense. I don't care. I said, go ask Tidwell if he's all right if we don't get it starting at the 50-yard line. And he said, yeah, we're fine with it as long as we get it. And I said, all right, yeah, go ahead. And it was just a beautiful, beautiful onside kick, man. It bounced perfect right over the guy's head, and we recovered it and went down and scored. And, that's kind of the turning point in the game right there. So he does a great job with special teams. And like I said, they've been working on it all week long, and it turned out perfect. So –
well, this week the playoffs continue. This time we go down to Fayetteville to play Fayetteville.
Yep.
They beat Nashville Christian 49-37. Fayetteville got off to a slow start, but they've come on here recently.
Their record is deceiving. They've played probably the hardest schedule in 2A. I mean, they've played Giles County, they played Marshall County, they played Moore County. I mean, they have played some tough teams, and like I said, it's going into that. They're a really good ball team. I mean, really good ball team. We've got to
team speed's pretty good.
They've got some good speed. Like I said, and there's a reason they've been, they've lost 2 or 3 games over the last few years and won state championship a few years ago. I mean, they're a really good ball team, really well coached. They've got players all over the place. We've just got to play our brand of football. Almost play run the ball and try to keep the ball out of their offensive hands and have long sustained drives like we've had most of the year. And I like our chances. It's one of those things where
in a game like this one, Coach, especially, you want a good start because what you don't want to have happen is go down there and get down 7-14 to nothing to these guys.
Well, and I'll say our guys, I guess it's my fault, but in the bigger games for the year, they have got up and they played really well early on. So, like I said, I mentioned that today when I talked to them. I said, guys, this is a Watertown week, a Chapel Hill week. This is a week where we got to get them out and we got to be firing all cylinders from the start. So they understand what we've got to do and how we got to come out and they'll be ready to go. Like I said, this is one of the best Monday practices we've had in a long time. And you like to see that as the season goes, as you're not going through the motions. We try to switch some things up, try to do some different things to try to keep them fresh, because this time we've been practicing, regular season, it's a long time. We're practicing 13, 14 weeks right now. Like I said, it's they did a good job today. Like I said, we're pretty fresh. We got a couple kids dinged up last Friday, but we should have everybody available come this Friday. So it's a different week for us too because we got our little fall break here. So they're out of school on Thursday and Friday. So, that I don't like that because I don't like them getting out of their schedule and out of the rhythm, out of the routine. So we're going to try to keep that as close as possible, bringing them in same time, practicing the same time. A lot of people would practice early or have them come in, but we're going to keep the same time that we've always done just to keep them in that rhythm. Cause I'm a schedule guy too. I like to keep the same schedule over and over again. So that's something I mentioned to them today. I was like, guys, we got to keep, even on Thursday and Friday, we got to get up at the same time. Y'all need to be eating at the same time. We need to be doing the exact same stuff at the same time that we would if we were in school.
Today's show is brought to you by Leverett Pressure Washing, 931-619-0654. Give them a call for all your pressure washing needs. Anything you want pressure washed from a driveway, like David's sister said, did a wonderful job. 8-year-old driveway, made it look brand new. Give them a call, 931-619-0654. Leverett Pressure Washing. Coach, taking a look here too, you got a couple of interesting games. Your last game is on the road at Marion County. I believe Marion County beat Fayetteville earlier in the year, 21-14.
Yeah.
Big game over at Forest, so Moore County Forest. And Forest played Marion County tough. Does Forest have any shot against Moore County?
They can play like they're kind of in the same boat we are right now. That they can play ball control football and and which they can, where they're very capable of doing. They did against Marion County. Keeping the football out of Dawson White's hand over there, they've got a chance. I talked to Coach Stevenson yesterday, and he was like, "Hey, what got any point?" I said, "Listen, you can keep it out of Dawson White's hand. That's the only pointer I can get you." I said, "Hey, he's going to make his plays, but you guys got to limit him." And it's kind of the same thing. That kid's a special player, man. I talked to his dad yesterday, Coach White at Moore County yesterday too, and I was asking him about Fayetteville. I said, "Hey, what do I need to do? What do we need to? What did y'all do?" And and the crazy thing is, he's such a special talent, and if they can limit his possessions, they'll be able to stay in that game because they've got some really special. They've got some good looking kids.
And if we can have some good long drives, physically lean on Fayetteville, it's going to help.
Well, that's what I told the guys. The guys, we got to go out there and I don't want to score in one play. I mean, I don't want to score, but if we score in one play, that's all right. But I would rather have eat the clock up 4 yards. As Coach Kitty always says, hey, 4 times 3 is what, 12 yards. You're gonna get a first down every 3 plays.
And it gives you a chance to establish your physicality.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to be. We don't want to have to be in a rush. We don't have to get out of off schedule for us. We want to be able to take our time, and run the football. Throw a short passing game. Try to hit it a long one every now and then. But we want to be able to go out there and just pound the football. Give the ball to Sawyer Lovern and Hayden Dow and Damian Byford and let them grind it out. So
size wise, I guess we have an advantage here.
No, I think we're about to say. Yeah, they've got a big offensive line, big defensive line. I don't know if they're as big as us, but they're on film. They look like they're pretty good sized. Like I said, we haven't played Fayetteville City in probably 8 years. We've only played them twice, I think, in the whole time they've had a high school there. So it'll be kind of,
a buddy of mine down in Lincoln County, he was telling me what a difference it's made. Having Fayetteville City has really hurt Lincoln County High School.
Absolutely.
It's hurt them.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, it's taking those town kids, it's taking those town kids away from Lincoln County, and
they had a hard time getting skilled people as it was, and you just basically this school drains your skill people.
Absolutely, and like I say, Lincoln County does a good job of what they have, but it's definitely hurting them, and they do a good job. I mean, Fayetteville City, man, they've got a good program. They started and they've done it right, and it's a neat place to play. They got a pretty cool little stadium.
He was saying they've lost some kids from Lincoln County High. I guess you can go to Fayetteville City from Lincoln. You pay a fee or something.
Yeah, you can. I think you can go if you anybody that, from what I understand, anybody that lives in the county can go to Lincoln County. So even if you're in Fayetteville, but if you're not in the city limits, you have to maybe pay, kind of like Tullahoma does, I guess, for Coffee County. So they lose some kids and they get some kids back. I'd say the schools aren't 3 miles apart.
They're not.
So it's they're right down the road from each other. But like I said, they're a good ball team, man. We just got to come out there and play, man. It's our kind of getting to our kind of weather, colder weather, wet rain. There's calling for rain on Friday, which is I'm all for some rain. Yeah, I'm all for some rain. That doesn't affect us very much. They rely on a lot of downfield vertical passing and shotgun stuff. And I'm okay with a little rain. We ain't had a rain game in a while, and we always do well in the rain. So
that's right.
I'll tell you, I got a rain suit I can break out, so we'll be all right with that.
If you were at home, you could almost leave the sprinkler system on. I like Coach Parker style.
No, I don't want to slow it down anymore. So, but yeah, it's like I said, the region standings. We're 2-0. Marion County's 2-0. So these last 2 weeks is kind of a pivotal.
It is.
We've locked third down. We can be no lower than third, but we can finish as high as first, depending on how we finish out.
And the big thing in the top two is you want that one playoff game at home.
Yeah, you get one of the last two, and you're gonna have a home playoff game.
That'd be awesome.
So, like I say, we haven't had a home playoff game since 2011 season, I believe. So I think that was Jared Carkett's senior year. So the kids are really wanting that. Kids are special. It's a tradition Coach Kenny started whenever I was there. Whenever we get to the playoffs, get to paint the lines black if we have a home playoff game. So the kids are ready for that. And like I said, we got to take this week. We got to take this week.
Starts Friday night.
And like I said, we control our own destiny, which is something you want to be able to have. And this time, you don't want to have to win that last game to get in the playoffs. Like last few years, we've had to win that last region game, which happened to be the last game of the season, to get in the playoffs. We want to be able to control where we're at, control what position we're going to be in, and it kind of be the ball in our court. And then if we don't do it, that's on us. So, but the kids going, they're going to rise the occasion. Like I said, we're as healthy as I've ever been since I've been the head coach there, going into week 8 or week 9. It's hard to say it's week 9. We've been doing this for a while. It's the season's flown by.
It sure has.
I remember, not too long ago we was out here in tank tops and flip flops, and now over today I even put a jacket on for practice today. So just getting out there and playing football and having a good time with that. Our kids are playing their last JV game today. They're down at Cannon County. They should be starting here in a little while. So the season it's wrapping up. Regular season's wrapping up, and it's time to get the second season.
Absolutely,
so we're ready for it.
Well, today's show brought to you by Leverett Power Washing. Give them a call, 931-619-0654. Get in the car, make the drive to Fayetteville, support the champions. 7 o'clock Friday night. The playoffs, they've already started.
Yes, sir.
For Coach Jake Tyre, I'm Bill Anderson, and we'll see you all right back here, hopefully on a good day.